Hi again. I didn't expect to be talking to you guys another time with the bump. I thought that my next vlog was going to be with a baby. But no, I'm sitting here at 40 weeks and 5 days. So 2 days away from 41 weeks. And baby is still camped out in Hotel Kelly. She must be very comfy in there because she hasn't made any moves to leave quite yet. So I thought I might as well talk about what it's like to be after your due date. It is stressful, let me tell you. It is definitely causing a bit of stress, and I'm trying to stay very relaxed and very centered. And it's not something I really expected to have happen. I thought maybe I'd go over a couple days. Now it's looking like baby's not going to come tonight, so we're going to be close to 41 weeks. What I've learned so far through this process this week is that babies tend to not come on their due dates. It's really a guess date. Most babies come 2 weeks before or 2 weeks after. And actually, statistically, first-time moms, like me, give birth about a week afterwards. So instead of last Saturday, I should be looking at this coming Saturday as kind of a better gauge of when I'll give birth. I'm trying to just be patient and let the baby and my body decide when is the right time. But of course, I'm feeling pressure from family and friends and text messages, and everybody's wondering where the baby is. I'm wondering where the baby is. This is a very interesting time to be in. It's sort of like this limbo. I feel like last week I was finishing up work, preparing for that, date, that Saturday, May 26th was my due date, so I thought it was going to be around there. Now I'm past that, and I'm, most of my work is done. I thought I'd be with a baby all week, so I feel like this weird sort of purgatory where I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not quite a mom yet, but I'm super close to becoming a mom. I can't really dive right into other projects because I need to be ready at any minute to go to the hospital and give birth. So it's just a really odd feeling. I've been reading some articles about this. It's not something that's talked about very often. There is a word for it. There's a German word that I think a midwife came up with called zwischen, and it refers to that transitory time as something that's really difficult to cope with. I find myself getting worked up sometimes and wondering what is wrong, what's wrong with me. We just had a doctor's appointment and the baby is fine. Her heart rate's fine. I can even feel her heart rate. She's moving around. But I'm just wondering why she hasn't come yet, and then I start to feel anxious and concerned and worried. And I realize that all those feelings are, A, not helpful for giving birth. You want your body to feel relaxed and positive and not tense or stressed. But also they're not really accurate. I mean, it's totally normal, as I just said, and as I know, it's normal to go over your due date, but I still harbor those feelings of, worrying and fear. So I feel like it's something that other people must experience too. And if you're one of those people, please leave comments below because I feel like it's not something that's talked about very often. So where I'm at right now is almost 41 weeks. Doctors are still okay with letting it go naturally, which is what I really prefer to have happen. My doctor, my OBGYN, already suggested induction. She was all ready to make an appointment to do it on this coming Saturday, and I said, can we just wait a couple days? I just feel like I want to get through the weekend. I feel like I want to give my body a chance to kind of figure out when is the right time. And she said, okay, sure. On the condition that I go in on Sunday and have a non-stress test for the baby. So a fetal non-stress test basically is they're going to attach the fetal monitor up to my belly to just check and make sure that everything is okay in there. They're going to make sure the placenta is okay and baby is not in any kind of stress. As I said, we were just there a couple days ago at the doctor's office and she was fine, but this is a little more in-depth testing, and as long as everything seems good, then they're cool to let me wait longer before I have an induction. The reason why I'm worried about having an induction is because they often fail, and they also really often result in very long, very painful labors. They're using Pitocin and Cervidil, which are both, synthetic forms of these drugs and hormones that are to mimic what your body naturally produces. But what results is longer contractions, really painful contractions. Most women can't get through those contractions, thus results in epidurals and very long labors. And at the end of the day, majority of women who get induced end up with a C-section just because they can't take, 48 hours of labor with that severity of pain. That's a little bit frightening. I also just really preferred to try to go as natural as possible. What I've decided is I'm going to be patient, I'm going to be calm, and try to keep my mind and my focus on the positive and realize that it's not a big deal to be late. But I'm also going to try some natural induction methods, and there's quite a few of them. Several of them actually have evidence to back them up. Some of them are more old wives' tales or just, forums and people talking and from mom to mom. At this point, I'm ready to try both of those. One of the ones that I'm trying is dates. I talked about dates before in my vlog about what I eat, but dates apparently have evidence that support that they spur along labor. So I've been eating a lot of dates. I'm so sick of dates, but I just feel like the end is in sight. A few more days of lots of dates. I've also been consuming more red raspberry leaf tea. That's the special tea that focuses on toning the uterus and supposed to help with contractions and to spur on labor. I've also been taking evening primrose oil. I've been taking 2 doses orally, and that's supposed to help. I've also been doing exercise, and I'm trying not to push it because I know that at any moment I could be going into labor and delivery, which is basically like any moment you're going into a marathon. I'm trying to just do walks and swimming and things that are very low impact and not tire myself out. Today I actually swam for like 40 minutes, but very slow, and I think that changing the center of gravity for me where I'm prone, which is not a position that I'm usually in, I think that helped because I really felt her moving a lot. I'm feeling her moving right now. So I feel like that was good to kind of stir things along. I've also been doing some specific exercises like cat and cow, which uses gravity to kind of shift and push the baby in a different direction than it just up and down. When you're like this on all fours, it's supposed to trigger movement of the baby and move the baby down. So I've been trying that. I've also been doing squats, very low squats, which are very hard to hold. I've been shaking and usually have to hold something to support myself. It's a lot of weight, to be carrying, and squats are hard anyway. I've been sitting on my birthing ball, as you can see. This is a fun one. It's just kind of bouncy and easy, but it also just is helping support my legs and kind of get me in the right position. So hopefully that is helping a little bit. And there are some other tips and tricks, like apparently nipple stimulation helps, which you can do with a breast pump or manually, but kind of massaging the whole breast helps. And then also I'm trying acupuncture tomorrow. I'm really excited to try acupuncture. I've never done it before, and I feel like this is a very good reason to do it. And I've read some really astounding success stories about it, and I reached out to a few women in my community who are big in the prenatal scene, and they suggested this one woman, and so I'm going to meet with her tomorrow. We're going to have a session. The thing about acupuncture, though, that is unfortunate is that it's expensive, but besides that, it actually doesn't have any risk factors, so that was a very big positive for me. No risk factors for me or the baby. Overall, it's supposed to be very relaxing, and it focuses on these trigger points that stimulate the reproductive system, the digestive system, and hopefully triggers labor. I've heard stories where women go into labor a couple hours after it. I've heard that it takes a couple sessions sometimes. Tomorrow we are going to be doing a mix of the regular needles and also e-stim or electrical stimulation needles, which have a little bit of electric charge in it and are a little more intense. And I've heard that that actually is even better when you're really trying to have an effective induction there. So we're trying that. I'm pretty curious to see how it goes. So that's what I'm trying right now. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any suggestions, if you know anyone that has gone through this or had any success, please leave them below in the comments. I'm really ready to try everything. And next time I talk to you, hopefully I'll have our little baby girl in my arms. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. She's got to come sometime, right? Thank you. Wish me luck.